Let's get a quick take on Denver voters approving Initiative 302 by a margin of nearly 4-1 in this week's runoff election. Before the city of Denver spends public money on any Olympic bid in the future, they must get approval from the Denver voters. Patty Calhoun from Westward, is this the death knell for Olympics officially in Colorado?
Not according to the powers that be, who say, well, they had polled and Denver voters were behind it. They just wanted to be allowed to vote on it. I would argue instead, though, they would have to come up with an incredibly airtight package that had Amazon paying for everything, including, the Amazon drone delivery luge run, in order for this to go through.
I completely agree. The Amazon bullet train to Vail, everything else. David Copeland from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. This felt a little bit of the spirit of Tabor. I realize it was in the city of Denver, but the voters want to be asked first before approving the expenditures. Did it feel like Tabor to you?
Oh, yes, the principle of consent. And of course, before Tabor, we had Dick Lamb in 1972, who led the statewide initiative to say no state money for the Olympics, for the 1976 Winter Olympics. Instead of saying the 76 Winter Olympics, they just should have said all Olympics. And that's what Denver voters did, in fact. And I think that same year, Denver voters passed their own separate initiative for no Denver money. My view is we don't want to encourage people to come to this state so they can go on welfare. And if the Olympics want to come here, that's fine. Just pay for it all yourself. Don't expect the people who are not luge participants or media or other folks to pay for it. Pay for your own darn Olympics.
Pay for your own darn Olympics. The bumper sticker writes itself. Well done, David. Eric Sonderman, political analyst. This feels like Denver voters spoke up for folks who would want to have voted around the world about this in their own particular city. Before you go sign this up for something that could end up being a boondoggle, and it has for a lot of cities, Denver spoke up first. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, there's something to be said for direct democracy, where power of initiative, power of referendum, etc. And we see it here often in Colorado. I guess I have two quick reactions, two quick words. First is predictable. You knew this was going to pass. You knew it was going to pass by a huge margin. 4-1 does not surprise me. Second word is moot. I really think it is a moot point. The U.S. Olympic Committee had already passed on, I believe, 2028. So now we're looking, the first one they may bid on is 2032. Denver would just be one of a whole bunch of cities possibly in line. I can't imagine the Olympics coming to Denver in my lifetime or even in yours and Natasha's, Dominic.
It's a great segue. Natasha Gardner, articles editor at 5280. Is this simply something that gets overturned by maybe Teddy Hickenlooper's administration in 2038 and when he wants to go for the Olympics many, many years from now?
Well, that would certainly be a change in the way Olympics are financed. It would have to happen before that would even occur. The interesting thing to me is that usually we let budgets be decided by the people that we elect. Usually we do what we did this week and we pick officials who then decide where our budget priorities are. It's very different to say, okay, but no, don't even bring it up. Just never ask this question. Or if you do, you really have to ask everyone in the city. I'm wondering if it sets a stage for other initiatives like this. Is there anything else that Denver isn't willing to spend money on without everyone agreeing that we should?